Do you ever feel confused or frustrated about when to draw the line with men that you're dating or getting to know? Well, today we're going to talk about when to set healthy boundaries with men. Hi there, Matt Shaffer, your empowerment, connection, and relationship coach. I'm a former attorney who's committed his life to supporting you and creating the sort of fun, fulfilling, dynamic relationships with men that you are so worthy of. And I'm really excited about today's topic. When do we set healthy boundaries with men that we're getting to know? I know the timing of it can be tricky for a lot of different reasons, and we're going to unpack it in a second. But before we do, take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click the link in the comments and caption for some great training that I have created just for you in your relationships and connections with men. So let's start off with a simple truth here. A lot of women struggle with boundaries. I hear about it on a regular basis in my business, and it's completely understandable. Women have a lot of fear around boundaries. So what fears come up for you when you think about setting boundaries with men in relationship? Is it the fear of pushing him away and maybe losing an opportunity, and there's not that many good men out there, right? So a scarcity-based fear. Is it the fear of being in your masculine, right, and maybe emasculating him and killing the polarity of the relationship? Or is it the fear of doing it wrong? Maybe you're not comfortable setting boundaries because you don't have a lot of practice doing it, and so there's that fear that you're going to mess it up in some way. Well, no matter what the fear is, the bottom line is that a lot of women, because of fear, end up not setting boundaries at all in an attempt to preserve the relationship. But the funny part is, it's not actually funny, that the longer we go in relationship without establishing healthy boundaries, the bigger problems we create in connection with a man and the less of a chance our relationship has of surviving. So let's answer the question, when is the best time to set healthy boundaries? The answer is as early and as often as possible. And I know what might be coming up for you as you hear me say that. Oh my gosh, Matt, if I set boundaries too early, I'm being too aggressive, I'm shutting him down, I'm putting up walls, I'm being masculine, all the fears we just talked about start flaring up for you. But here's the thing, boundaries don't have to be alienating, they don't have to be aggressive, and they don't have to push a man away. And in fact, one of the best and most effective ways to set boundaries isn't directly telling him what to do. It's in unapologetically owning and voicing your preferences and your likes and your wants in relationship from the very beginning. I call these positive, constructive boundaries. It's you consistently letting a man know what you like. It's telling him how you like to be kissed, how you like to be touched, the type of dates you enjoy going on, the sort of pacing of a relationship you like, how you enjoy taking things slowly. Owning your frame and all the things you love and the things you don't like, and having no reservations about sharing that with him from the very beginning is going to help him understand who you are, what you're into, and what you're not into from the very start. And his awareness of that and who you are and what your preferences are going to help guide him in his actions as he gets to know you better and becomes more and more invested in you. Once you've clearly communicated and represented your frame to a man, he has an understanding of your boundaries. If you've let him know consistently over time, also it's very important when you're communicating your frame and your preferences around the kind of dates you like, the sort of relationship dynamics you like, it's important that you do this consistently. So that means being repetitive, right? Letting him know the type of dates you enjoy going on a regular basis are going to help him understand that. You can't just expect a man to hear something once and retain it. We're not necessarily that present. You can't count on us to retain something just because you say it to us once. And for the most part, if you've communicated to a man consistently what it is that you like, what it is that you love, and the things that you don't enjoy, a man who's invested in you, a man who wants to make an impression on you and build a relationship with you is going to honor that, and he's going to flow within your frame. And if he does cross an established or unestablished boundary line, you can soften the rejection of the correction of telling him you don't like that by also gently guiding him back to what it is that you do like. For example, if a man is trying to escalate with you physically, you could say, I'm not ready to sleep with you, but I do love it when you kiss my neck like that. Why don't you do a little more of that? Do you see how that softens the blow of the rejection that you're making and the boundary enforcement. So, whenever you are enforcing a boundary and telling a man to stop doing something, be sure on the back end of that to guide him into and invite him towards doing an action that you like or that you want. So, when is the best time to set boundaries with a man? As early as possible. And the best way to do it is indirectly by just being in full ownership of who you are, what you love, what you're passionate about, and what you don't like. And express that to a man consistently and then invite him to take actions in alignment with it. And if you do have to tell a man to stop doing something, be sure to, on the back end of that, invite him to do something that you do like and guide him into taking a positive action to soften the blow. But I want you to recognize that while the earlier the better is the best policy, it is never too late to set positive, healthy boundaries with a man you're in relationship with. And if you're able to share through feeling statements what it is that you want and what it is that you desire in relationship, and you're able to give him the context to understand and appreciate why it is that that's important to you, because he's going to need context, especially if you've never set a boundary like that before, a boundary around the sort of things you want to do, the sort of activities that you have, your preferences physically. If he's never heard any of this before, to him it might be a little jarring, right? So give him the context to understand why you love to be touched like that, or things that you want to try, or experiences that you want to have. So through feeling statements and context, a man will understand what it is that you want in a deep and meaningful way. And if he's invested in you and he cares about you, he'll be willing to change and adapt to make you happy. So now you know when to set healthy boundaries with a man. Let me know in the comments how you're going to apply this in your life and in your relationships. If you like this video, take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click that link in the comments and caption. I have created a great training that I know is really going to help you in your relationships with men. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.